Ola from the west side. I know, I know. I was supposed to go late. I was supposed to go walking earlier, but this is what happens when you work. So I'm gonna turn the camera around. We're gonna walk. We're gonna do our walk this evening, and I'm just gonna talk, and y'all can look at the darkness in front of me. But I'm here. So anyway, and it looks different at night, y'all. And I'm not gonna walk my normal path that I do with you guys because since I'm not walking at lunchtime, I can walk a little further than I normally do. And I have not got my walk in since the last time that y'all saw me on here. I have not. But I thought I was going to go walking yesterday, but I'm sorry, yesterday was Founders Day for my sorority, and I was too busy with Delta business. But I'm on here really as I'm walking to talk about Candy Burrs. Is she okay? Is she okay? Because I know that this heifer has not been married to this man all this time, and he quote unquote is a self-employed entrepreneur, and she paying everything, like she was paying everything in her previous relationships, allegedly. The F going on with her. Is she desperate for a man? Did she desperately need somebody to help her? This makes me think Mama Mama Joyce was 100% right. Mama Joyce told her not to marry this man. And shouts out to Couture Bay, you know, for talking about this and reminding people that Candy is the one who wrote the song No Scrubs. Oh no, no, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is man who can't get no love from me. But then why did she end up with a scrub? Hmm? And I completely forgot that she's also the one who wrote Bugaboo for Destiny's Child. She's an excellent songwriter, and she's still getting residual from all of that. But if she's paying all the bills, if has been paying all the bills, then what has this Reggie been doing with his money? What he been doing with his money? I'm asking for a friend. What has he been doing with his money? And this, I'm gonna mute y'all for a second because I don't want that on my thing. Hold on. Okay, he walked away. Yeah, we don't want no copywritten music in our videos. So I'm talking, I'm talking, I'm talking, I'm talking, I'm talking because I'm talking over that stuff. Because I don't know. Why don't people have on headphones when they listen to the music or whatever on their phone? Why the F do they play it out loud for the rest of us to hear? Just crazy. Hold on, y'all. All right, I had to get further away from his music so that it doesn't affect my freaking live stream. So I'm I'm flabbergasted that the writer of No Scrubs and Bugaboo is with someone who, based on the fact that he ain't paid now near thing for his kids, no bills, nothing, is a scrub that rides around in a Range Rover. Apparently, he has money, but he's not bringing it into the marriage. So it's 100% on Kandi. That's not wise financing, Miss Kandi. And just because you could pay everything doesn't necessarily mean that you should pay everything. I mean, I'm just saying. And be married to the man? Hell no. Hell no. And how old is Kandi? Isn't she in her 40s? She's in her 40s. Now, how many kids did she have with him? She had, what, two or three kids with him? And she is alleging that although he's been, documenting his little videos with daddy daycare, that's a facade, that he's not taking care of the kids, that he's not doing this. So this is all lies, lies, lies. It's all lies. Somebody cooking. It smells good too. Anyway, what I'm saying is, why why do we black women marry men that are beneath us financially? I mean, she knew that this Regin didn't make nothing compared to what she was making, because, you know, Candy has never been broke because she's been getting royalties off all the songs that she's written, and then she keeps doing more businesses. But from what we understand, during the time of this marriage, there have been multiple businesses that she and he have started together that are not successful. So my question is she, thank you, is she the bad one with handling business? Or is he? Is it her, or is it him? I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Okay, so now I'm walking over here to where I normally, like on Saturday mornings, I'm able to come and walk on the track at the high school that's not too far from me. But I haven't been able to do that lately because they've had a lot of construction over here. I'm gonna let y'all see. Y'all see all that? That's surrounding the high school. So, I can show y'all that because that doesn't tell you where I am. But everyone knows that I'm in California and that I'm in Southern California. Yep. So, but Southern California is huge, huge, especially Los Angeles County. Los Angeles County is huge. I just walked over one of, the sewer things. They got some nice townhouses over on this side, though. I might have to check to see these are renting and see if they're around what I'm paying or less. Because y'all know it's expensive as hell to live out here. But my question is, who is the bad business person in the Candy Burris Todd situation? Because I was under the impression that she was a um, a good business person, but maybe the businesses that she did with him weren't thought through. Now I know they've got a production company and that stuff appears to be going. I'm talking about like Old Lady Gang and the other stuff that they were doing in Atlanta didn't really. Oh, that's a kitten. I didn't even see that cat. Um, that didn't go that successful. Hey, I do not have on my glasses, so I can't even see. How are you? Hey, Vibrant. Thank you for coming in, Vibrant. I'm just talking about Candy Burrs and her bad decisions that are coming back to bite her 10 plus years later. Now, I don't know if most people know this, and I'm not sure how it is in Georgia, but in a few states, 10 years is the magic number. In other words, if you can stay married to someone for 10 years, you can get you can get part of their retirement. You can get a lot of ish if you stay with them for 12 for 10 years or more. I know that because for me, thankfully, thankfully, I had already filed for divorce before we hit year 10 with my ex. And he wasn't trying to get anything out of me. You know, I was able to, you know, buy a house in my own name without him while we were going through the divorce and everything. So, but this is a nasty situation because it sounds like he's trying to go after stuff that she had before. Like he's trying to go after that house, which I know he's not on the mortgage for. Which was saying, okay, so it is 10 years regardless of the state. I just know that 10 years is a magic number. And she's been married to this man for 10 years. And now suddenly she's trying to run about this marriage. And we're seeing that he is trying to fight her quote unquote supposedly ironclad that he was forced to sign prenuptial agreement, you know, because this man had nothing to lose going into this marriage. And really, he has nothing to lose going out of this marriage. He has everything to gain. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get custody of the kids. So she has to prove that he's not been the one taking care of them financially and everything else. Now, I wonder if those court records are going to be open or closed on this. I wonder if that's what's going on. But Miss Candy Burris, you should have listened to your mother and not rushed along this whole situation so that y'all could get married on Real Housewives. I'm trying to think. Have any of the marriages that happened on Real Housewives, have any of those marriages lasted, or did they all end up in divorce? Especially on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm just wondering. Let me think. Am I going to turn here? Y'all, I'm looking. I'm just deciding. I think I'm going to walk. Yeah, I'm going to walk down on here. So, because I know it's dark, and I'm watching how long I'm out here, but I'm walking on well lit streets. I'm walking on well lit streets, you know, and I'm able to walk places right now that I wouldn't normally walk during the daytime. Whew, man, somebody is out here smoking some loud, loud. Someone is smoking some loud, loud. Anywho, I don't know what to say. We're just gonna have to watch and see what happens in this situation with Candy and Todd. But ladies, stop marrying these men just so you can say you got a man. The hell going on with that? All that money that girl had ain't gonna do her no good now because the ex warned her that this is who this is. Okay? She was warned and she still got with him and was just bold and embracing about so she proud to say that she could be a sugar mama. Girl, 10 years ago, you said you could be a sugar mama. You were in your 30s. Now you in your 40s. And the word on the curve is that you got around before you got married. And then we find out that that little, the dungeon thing that supposedly didn't exist, then y'all made it into you know, a tour, but that's how you and him were really getting down. Let me just say this. Open marriages don't work. Where we passing our bodies around to multiple people and we getting down like that. That stuff don't work. Not in the real world. Somebody gonna end up getting hurt. And I'm just saying, if you are married to a man, that should be the only person that you getting down with because y'all married. I mean, am I backwards on that? Am I misthinking? Is that an old fashioned idea that you only have in relations with the person that you're married to? Child. But moving on. Now I want to talk about this black love fiasco. I've been I've been staying off of Clarissa Shields. I ain't said nothing about that girl because it's just sad. It's just sad that she is doing what she's doing in regards to this married man, Papoose. And remember, he had that whole big black love thing, and it was all good and all dandy and everything. And now he out here messing with this girl, basically banking off of her money. And then we're finding out that that's what he was doing when he was with his wife. I think I stopped myself for a second. I hit something. I hit something. Okay, I'm back. I just want to make sure I hit something. But I'm just wondering, is there really anything such, this commercialized black love where you're putting your relationship out in public does not seem to end very well. Relationship, you see what's going on with the black couples on YouTube. You've got, you know, what's his name, Desmond and Christy Scott. She wants to go back to her, unmarried name. There's rumors going around that he's been had him a side person, and people are alleging that her and the artist her are more than just friends. I don't know. I mean, she's. I'm not really getting the lesbian vibes from Christy, and the jury's still out on her for me because I ain't seen her with no men. She could just be private about her relationships, but a pretty girl in that age range, you would, see them with men sometimes. I mean, but you don't with her, pun intended. You don't with her. But people are indicating that, and the fact that Christy deleted all of her social media that were things with her and her friend, her, gives one, you know, room to pause and think, why did she do that? And then her has not deleted a damn thing. So if that's just your friend, girl, why would you delete the stuff with her? It it just fuels the rumors. And obviously her doesn't care, you know, because I mean, she's single. She's not married. But, you know, we know that y'all came out of that Jehovah Witness upbringing. And I know a lot of people brought up Jehovah Witness. I did. And I know people think of Jehovah Witnesses as being, one way, not the ones I knew. They party, they drink, some of them smoke, you know. So I'm just saying, as somebody listening to something, so I'm gonna keep walking because I don't know whose podcast that was that I walked past. And hopefully it's not somebody that's on, YT. But I'm just saying, I think the situation with Christy and Desmond is unfortunate. I wish that they hadn't, broadcast their breakup like they broadcasted their marriage. I wish that would have been something that they did it within the privacy, but whatever. We would have known once we saw the public records as well. Somebody would have found those public records, but they could have just not said anything. They could have made no statements. They could have said nothing and just, you know, eventually told us, you know, once they were finished getting the divorce. Like, there's multiple of the quote unquote couples that have broken up that we didn't know that they had broken up until one of them came back on YouTube. That's how it should have been with Christy and Desmond. I know people thought that they were couple goals, whatever, on that. Um, I have a friend of mine who was a stay-at-home mom, you know, has not worked since her kids were like two. Y'all, I'm gonna mute this for a second because this dude is still standing up here with playing that daggone music. So I'm mute us for a minute. And we're just gonna walk in silence. Be right back. This nigga is on the corner playing blasting his music like he ain't got no goddamn sense. Like the F is wrong with you. We don't need no concerts on the corner. Anyway, moving right along. They should have kept this whole situation private because what purpose does it serve to air out all your business in regards to y'all getting divorced? Why do we need to know that he cheated? Why do we need to know that? Is that really our business? I mean, or is that just you throwing him up under the bus? I'm just asking the questions. Now, I will say this that those of us who know that they were brought up a certain way. I don't know about y'all, but there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on, and they're within the kingdom halls. And I know a lot of people are pressured. They're pressured to get married young and start families. You know, and a lot of them go the trad way. And I'm saying that because I know a few that that's the way that they went. They went the trad way. And if you don't know what trad is, that's traditional wife. So they had traditional marriage. This wasn't necessarily your traditional because she worked outside of the home before she became an at-home mom. She has a degree or degrees. They both went to college. He's a sous chef, so we're not talking about that they didn't have money, but being on social media, branding themselves, it's millions that are on the line in whichever way this goes. It could be, like some of the other channels when things happen, then everything crashed and burned. But if they do things smartly, they could both get out of this and still be on social media and still make their money if that's what they so choose to do. But this idea of branding, black love and making black couples goals, especially when they're out here in the media, that's never going to be realistic because as we know, or maybe y'all don't know, the majority of their content on their channel was scripted. It was scripted, which means that's not their real life. That's just what they wanted us to see. So, as y'all can see, I'm back. I'm back. So let me stand here real quick. Let me turn it around. Hopefully y'all can see me. Can you see me? I think y'all can see me. Okay, we'll turn this way. Yeah, that's better. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I know I'm just rambling and rambling and rambling. Hey, Hypnotic. I'm just rambling and rambling. I will be back on, let's see, today's Wednesday. I'll be back on live, hopefully again on Friday. I'm working on some content, other content, not live content. But yeah, I'm I'm trying to get these quick lives in with y'all because setting up and doing everything on StreamYard or Restream, yeah, it's gonna take me forever to do it that way. So I figure I'd come out here and do these quick lives, say what I gotta say through the YouTube, and hopefully it will get more engagement than if I do it on StreamYard late at night, because y'all know I'm on the West Coast. So it is like 6:30 here, but it's 9:30 back on the East Coast. So I will see you guys. I think I know how to get out of it here this time. But I wish you guys peace and blessing from the West Side. I'll see y'all out in these YouTube streets. Let me know what y'all think in the comments in regards to um, the Candy Burrs and Todd situation. Uh, Papoose out here running game on Clarissa Shields while he's still married to Remy Ma. And it don't take this long to get divorced if you want to get divorced. It doesn't. The reason they still married is because either paperwork ain't in there or somebody ain't signing, you know? Because I don't know. Funny thing is, I bet you Desmond and Christie's divorce will happen faster than Remy and Papooses does. I know I'm being messy. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace. Bye, y'all. Okay. How do we get out of here? I always forget. Oh, no. Bye, y'all.